Hey guys, KTOD Matty here. Just wanted to hit you with my Command Iden deck list. I think this is the premier control strategy that you can be running right now. And if you're a control player, you're going to want to check this out. Command Iden, baby, here we go. One of the reasons I made this deck is because I was sick and tired of losing to my big brother playing Boba Fett. So naturally, as the younger brother, I had to kind of come up with a strategy to try to beat him. And I think this control strategy beats up on Boba a little bit. 2-0 against Boba Fett in the TTI League. I've had very good success in playtesting against that deck list. So if Boba's giving you trouble, I think this is your answer. Command Iden, baby, here we go. So I wanted to touch on why Iden, in my opinion, is the premier control leader. Two main points I want to bring up. One is she can stabilize. So the reason I chose Iden opposed to some of the other leaders is her ability to stabilize. There's a lot of times when you take back control of the game and you die. You still die because your base was at too high of a damage total for you to close the game out. Iden gets rid of that. Iden says, well, I'm going to start healing and killing your guys, and everything is going to swing in my direction. The second reason I chose Iden is for how well she pairs with Command Villain. You have Overwhelming Barrage on Iden that can take out a few guys. You have Darth Vader, who's going to come in and kill 1 to 2 people, depending on who he pulls off his ability. And you have Super Laser Tech, who is going to let you bring her out earlier and make her 4/4 shielded body more relevant. So pairing all those cards together with her, ECL, Rook, classic, 1-for-1 combo to heal. Pairing Iden with those powerful green cards, in my opinion, makes the strongest control strategy. So I've talked about, why Villain Command is so good, and I've talked about why Iden is so good, but let's not sleep on the Vigilance cards, all right? Death Trooper with ECL against aggro, boom, 2-for-1 at your face, buddy. See you later. Inferno 4 lets you dig twice for cards you need to combat the matchup. Power of the Dark Side is a gambit that your opponent always has to play around, and it's going to slow them down when they're trying to take back control of the board. You're going to have times where they run a leader into it and say, you got it, and they have to scoop them up there. There's other times where you're actually able to save damage because they have to wait and play a guy, claim initiative, play a guy so that they can't get Power of the Dark Side. So that frees up, they didn't attack. Okay, now you deal with their guy. So there's all this little nuance with these cards that just keep ticking, the dial in your favor. They have to make some really hard decisions. Now we bring all of that together. We have spot removal. We have card advantage. We have built-in 2-for-1s. And then our top end, talked about Vader, Avenger, slam that on the table at the end of the game. After, cards have been flying back and forth, that's pretty hard to deal with. And we have Reinforcement Walker. Talk about that stabilization in the aggro matchup where you've started to stabilize. It's still a little dicey. Maybe you're sitting around 18 health. They still think they have a shot. Drop down the Walker, flip the top card, throw it in the freaking garbage, and you're healing, and there's nothing there can do. Just a lot of strong things that this deck has. Some cute interactions coming off of Vader. You have Vader into Death Trooper. See a 7 health units. Your Luke's, your Boba Fett, Sayonara. You have Vader into Snowtrooper Lieutenant. If you have an untapped Imperial out, or even another unit, but it's better with Imperial, obviously, you get 2 for 2 attacks. So, Snowtrooper Lieutenant, my Iden attacks for 6, or my, Shore Trooper takes out a Sentinel, and then Vader takes someone else out. The power level of this deck is off the charts. Another card I wanted to talk about was Consortium Star Viper. Sneaky good card. Not only does it let you, not only does it kill A-Wings, which are a pain in the butt for this deck, it also heals. So early game, you can ECL out a Star Viper, and they have to deal with that. That's going to eat up a Tarkin Town half the time, and if they don't, then they might be goofing. Also, if you keep your Star Viper alive and you keep swinging in, you're applying pressure and also, healing back some of the damage dealt to you. So it's just it's a really strong card. It makes your opponent really have to maneuver around it. Card I really like in this deck is Traitorous. Right now I'm running it as a 1-of. I'm kind of fiddling around with the 5-drop slot here. One of those cards, you want it when you want it. You don't want to see it when you don't want it. So I'm only running it as a 1. I've played with 2. I'm kind of working on that. But stealing a Super Laser Tag, stealing a Boba Fett, stealing a pesky flyer that you can't deal with. Those are all great targets for Traitorous. The issue that can arise is later in the game, it's less relevant. So I've slotted in 2 Vanquish to pair off that Traitorous of saying, okay, early game, I want Traitorous, and then I don't want to see it. And then late game, I want to see a Vanquish. And the reason I have 2 is sometimes you get this great opening hand with a Vanquish, and it doesn't make the mark, but you still are alive to draw it later. Whereas if it's a 1-off, it can be dead weight in your hand in some certain quick matchups. A card that I'm going to admit I didn't love early, but realized how wrong I was Viper Probe Droid. Its ability to trade early and keep the damage off you is so important, especially against a Leia deck. You need to keep them from activating Leia, or you are in a world of hurt. So just having 3 toughness, having 3 power is just so important on a 2-drop. And that's a reason why I play Snow Trooper Lieutenant, is so that your seasoned Snow Troopers or your Inferno 4s can trade up. Now, talking about these 2-drops, you'll notice the deck's pretty light on 2-drops, and there's a reason for that. A lot of times on turn 1, you want to claim and then answer their first turn play with a Power of the Dark Side, and that doesn't set you that far behind. And the reason it doesn't set you far behind is because, again, you get to take control of the initiative. So early game, one of the best ways to combat these strategies is deal what they got, claim, deal what they got. And yeah, you're 1 for 1ing at the start, but your top end is so much better. You're buying time for your Overwhelming Barrage, for your Vader, for Iden to come out, So it's okay to do that early, because look at all the big, powerful cards that you play. So I think that's an important distinction. I'm not 100% sure that it's right to go so low on 2-drops, but that's my rationale. And if you have a different opinion or a different way that you play this matchup, I'd love to see it. I'd love to hear about it. I think that so early in this game, we're going to learn a lot together. I truly believe in all ships rise together. So if you got a different opinion, hit the comment section. Let us know. I love seeing what you guys have to say. I love interacting with the community and really just getting a sense of, how people see the game, because there are so many different opinions and so many smart people that play card games, and we can all learn from each other. What's up, guys? I just wanted to take a quick break from this video to tell you that about 50% of you guys are not subscribed to our channel. Please hit that sub button, ring the bell. You've heard it all before. Like, comment, subscribe. But seriously, that'll help us out so much. It'll let us know what content you guys are liking, what you want to see, and then we can collaborate together to get the best Star Wars Unlimited content at your disposal. So please take that time, hit the stuff, let us know what you think. Booyah, baby. So I wanted to run you guys through my sideboard. We're early in a game. Playing control can be tough. You really have to pinpoint what you think people are playing and what you need to fight. But I think I've come up with at least a well-rounded strategy. Your Yularen and your Make an Opening are for your aggro strategies. Traitorous, anytime you're playing against like a Super Laser Attack or something where you really need to steal a 3-drop, you slot that in. So one thing I found is that this type of strategy struggles a bit with the villain aggression decks, specifically ones that are also playing command. So you're basically your red, green, black decks. And the reason is Ruthless Raider can be a real pain in the ass. Like, their ships are better than yours. Like, that's just straight up a truth. So this tech that I got from Woo with Galactic Ambition, you throw out an early Devastator. I'm playing Relentless as well because I think it's strong into multiple matchups. But you throw out one of those early big ships, and they have no way to deal with it. And so the clock is ticking for them, and you're able to close out the game really fast, and they kind of don't know what hit them. So that's the sideboard. I think it gives you a lot of good play options. Like anything in this deck, it's not 100% finished, but I think this is a great starting point. And again, if you have a difference of opinion on what you're doing, I'd love to hear it in the comments section. Let's use sustain and fucking sustain's not the word. What is the word? It's a word. It's like stabilize? Yes. Okay.